Hey everyone, welcome to the GRE How-To series where we make studying for the GRE a lot more tolerable. Today, I'm going to talk about my brand new study plan that I put together and a little bit more about how to use it and how to really take advantage of it. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back, and I just want to celebrate the 700 club, over 700 subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting me, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time because this party is getting lit. I don't know. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe because I love growing this community, and you know what? There's so much to get from here. I mean, we're not just talking about the GRE, we're going to be talking about faith, we're going to be talking about goals, we're going to be talking about, of course, grad school. So God, goals, and grad school, that's what I'm about these days. And in this GRE journey, I am here with you studying right now, and eventually, I hope, I won't be studying for the GRE, but there's just plenty to talk about. So I appreciate you joining me on my life journey, and if this sounds like something you're interested in, please subscribe. The more the merrier. So if you haven't seen my last video on trying to decide whether or not I should get a GRE tutor, click up here because that was really the impetus of me creating a study plan. I went over the pros and cons of tutors and things like that, and like I said before, I haven't weighed it out, but what I decided was that structure is one of the key things that I need in my study journey, and I'm perfectly capable of creating that structure by myself. So what I ended up doing was putting together a study plan. A little something about me, I think big. And the way I wanted to do the study guide, I wanted it to be interactive. I wanted it to do all these things, to have all these bells and whistles, and I started building it. And for me, I enjoyed doing it, but I realized that I was doing a lot more building and a lot less studying. So honestly, this is something that could apply to many of you, take inventory of how you're spending your time and really be honest with yourself to determine if how you're spending your time is getting you to the goals that you set out for yourself. For me, I realized that yes, it's going to be great when I build this amazing interactive study plan, but I also need to study for the GRE so I can take it and get the score I need to get into the programs I want, and time is running out. I actually got an extra push when I was watching a Marie Forleo video. She was interviewing Elizabeth Gilbert. I'll put it up here because it's really, really good, but they just really talked about this notion of perfection kind of getting in the way of progress, and that was me. So done is better than perfect. What I decided to do is I got up my Excel sheet, I put together a study plan, and I have a PDF version right here, right now. So if you're interested in seeing it, click down below. I have a link so that you can get it. So I'm gonna spend this time talking about it, how to use it, and some things to keep in mind for really maximizing this study plan. So I just launched part 1 of my study plan. It's the first 30 days. And the special thing about this is that it prioritizes the most commonly tested concepts on the GRE. So if you're only going to be studying for 30 days, this can still help you. So I based the chapters and the content on the brand new version of the 5-pound book of GRE problems. If you don't have that book, you can click the link below. I have everything, all the links are below, and it's an affiliate link, which means that I get credit for the sale, but does not cost you anything extra. So I appreciate you supporting me and the channel. Thank you. That said, if you have the older version of the 5-pound book of GRE problems, honestly, you can save your coins. There's probably a couple differences, but I honestly feel like you don't need to rush out and buy a new book. If there's a difference in chapters, then I also put the title of the topic. So theoretically, you could actually follow this with any of your study books. Just match the topic with the chapter in your book, you'll be good. I'm here because I really just want you to do well. I want to do well, and I really like building things that don't just benefit me. I want them to benefit as many people as possible. So that is that. One thing you'll notice about my study guide is that I talk about the chapters. I don't break out the number of problems. I don't do any of that because this is really built for you to study 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day for some might sound like a lot. 2 hours might sound like a little, but the reason why I wanted to kind of pace this out for 2 hours a day for 60 days is just because we don't want to get burned out. It's so important for us to make sure that we're getting the stamina, getting the reps that we need, but we're not using all of our energy for practice, and then we are just totally over it by the time test day comes. We have to pace ourselves. We just do, because this is, I don't want to be cliche, but this is a marathon, not a sprint, and you really want to cross the finish line strong. That's the most important thing. We need to cross the finish line strong so that we can get the score that we want, and we don't need to take this test 8 times. Not a lot of people the time or the money for that. Another feature of this study guide, which I urge you not to skip, is the practice tests. We want to build a kind of familiarity with the test so that when test day comes around, you know the drill. You know you have to spend the time on the essays. You can't just skip around sections. You can skip questions, but you can't skip sections. So it's really important for us to build that stamina. And then the other thing that's important to do is review the progress. I strongly recommend reviewing your progress, reviewing how long it took you to do some of the problems, what are the kind of topics that you seem to be having struggles with, because that is going to be really important to kind of redirect your study time. Study guide is static, but as you understand yourself and your performance, you can make it more dynamic by knowing where to zoom in and where to zoom out. Now, if you're like me and you're busy and you're trying to kind of juggle a whole bunch of different things, I know I'm guilty of finding excuses to not study. It's like, oh, I don't have my paper. Let me look around to find my paper. And then it's like, oh, I don't have a pen. Let me just find my pen. And by that time, I know, Instagram goes off or something like that, and I find myself going another direction. So I actually created for myself what I call the No Excuses Study Pack. Here it is, because I like things to actually look good too. What's special about this is that it has every single thing that I need. It has the graph paper that I use, it has the pen that I use to actually study, and the cool thing I like about this pen is that it has different colors. Because what I do is I go over my practice problems, and then I'll mark the ones that I need to review, the kinds of concepts that keep on kind of tripping me up, and the ones that I got wrong. So I like to have different colors, and I like to not have to search around for different pens and things like that. So if this is something you're interested in, I made it for myself. I've been using this. I've been, trying to test it to make sure that it helped me keep my things together, and it actually has. So if you're interested in it, click on the link below. You can buy one, and I will send it to you as soon as possible. So thanks for supporting me. Thanks for supporting the channel. I actually really like it. And one of the cool things that I also like about it is the back. It says Brilliant AF. And I think that that's something I'm testing out, because at the end of the day, we are brilliant, we are capable, and I just like the idea of having a Brilliant AF crew. You can say the AF stands for something else. I meant it to stand for Ashley Freeman. So if you're interested in joining the Brilliant AF crew, hey, you don't have to buy the folder in order to get to join. Just click below and subscribe. And if you're interested, sign up for messages. I firmly believe in only sending emails that actually have value. So you don't need to expect me spamming you or anything like that. So that's it. The study guide is completely free. If you're interested in the No Excuses study pack, then click on the link below to order yours today. Thanks for watching, and if you have any requests, as always, put them in the comments below. I feel very honored to be able to make a small contribution towards your success story. I'll see you next time.